Hello and welcome to another edition of the Full Force News Burst, brought to you by GeneralsJoes.com, with me as your host, Chris the Horse Forseskin McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80. Joining me to discuss Boss Fight Studios' current Mighty Steeds Kickstarter campaign are Erik, Smegasus Araña, and Catrina, mother of dragon horses Araña. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this news burst. As we speak, the current Mighty Steeds Kickstarter campaign has 5 days left and is sitting at a total of $145,303, with just under $5,000 to go to unlock the next stretch goal, Socks. We thought we'd get the Boss Fight crew on again to discuss some of the new items they've been showing off on their social networks recently. First off, guys, congratulations on the project so far. Despite the slowing down, you've managed to reach a pretty huge figure so far, and I fully expect another burst of activity before the campaign closes. Let's talk about some of the lock stretch goals at this point. You've been showing off some amazing paint masters, and you added a stretch goal in Goldie. Take us through the decision to do that, please.
Well, we have a number of items that we want to do eventually, either after the Kickstarter or during the Kickstarter, if we needed stretch goals, different decos and concepts and ideas. I mean, there's so many different horses you can do and stuff like that. There's tons, and
yeah.
We had a couple of extra items that we had brainstormed and concepts and stuff, so just deciding to throw one in there that was just repainted parts was kind of an easy decision to kind of stopgap between the initial goal and Socks.
We've had a lot of questions about moving goals up or adding things in. The knight armor comes up a lot. Why haven't we moved it up? But I think people kind of are missing that the tooling is very expensive.
Yeah, very.
The horse, at this point, we've unlocked the horse, obviously, because that's what we started with. So there's no new tooling there. So the cost for a repaint is much more affordable for us than a whole new set of tooling.
Yeah. We
actually have to meet those goals in order to unlock things that require new tooling.
Yeah, totally. Obviously, like you say, it's very, very simple, and it's just a repaint. That's something that a lot of money isn't necessary for, or you'll still need some for that stage in the factory process. But as you say, the newer kind of builds and the newer kind of additions and stuff like that, that is hundreds of thousands. It's insane, the amount of money. And I know for a fact that even though you earned a huge amount of money through the first Kickstarter you produced, there were issues that came up in that process that meant that you guys really had to just use your own money to kind of fill the gap.
A lot of.
Yeah, there was a lot, wasn't there? That was still kind of that even though that everyone's still got their figures, everyone's still got their Kickstarter rewards and all that kind of stuff. You guys really did get taken through the ringer on that one.
Well, just our shipping alone in the first Kickstarter. At that point, Kickstarter didn't allow us to charge for shipping, other than a $15 charge, I think, that we were allowed to do for international shipping.
Yeah.
We spent $40,000 of our own money just to ship product.
Wow.
That was like 10% of what we brought in.
Wow. That's insane. And it's the other thing is as well, like, you're still doing really well with the product, and it's one of those things that steadily kind of sells and goes along and everything. But to drop that much money initially is quite insane. And again, I think a lot of Kickstarters fail when they under budget. They kind of set these budgets up thinking that this is going to be enough. They've run the math and everything, but there are so many incidental things that go on, or things that happen in the tooling process or at the factory. Prices go up as well. Am I right in saying that? That's happened in the past with you guys, hasn't it? Where the factory has changed the price on you, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you go into production with estimates.
Yeah.
And every time. That's just the way the industry is set up.
They can't give you the real price until they have a working model in hand with deco.
Yeah.
You have to be done with the process to get a real number. With the Kickstarter, You're generally going into it without that number. We're lucky enough now that we've been with our factory for 4 or 5 years, so we can send them something and they know what we're making.
Yeah.
So like the horses, we were able to send them a rough breakdown, how big it is, what the packaging is going to be like. So the number that we got back to them, we're really confident is what we need to produce this item.
Yeah.
So moving things around for us, adding things to it, that wiggle room isn't really in the budget because we got those numbers.
Yeah, we know the budget.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, like you said, that's, you know, that's through experience and doing it the first time. But again, it's not like you were way off. It's just that things happen, don't they, in that process that you just can't really say, well, you can't really budget for. You can't budget for like issues in shipping or issues in the factory, or, you know, something comes up and all of a sudden you've got to fork out another 10 grand for. Like, you just can't budget for that.
You can't, you know, there's things like shipping embargoes or shipping strikes or
Yeah.
plastic oil costs going up and plastic costs going up, and those things happen so quickly and all of a sudden.
Well, we recently, our factory, his paint crew was amazing. They all quit working for him and started their own company.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Earlier, that was last year. We've been pumped now, but we had to rearrange things because he had to train a whole new crew.
That's crazy.
We were really happy with the paint jobs we were getting, so we had to wait for him to get his new crew up to speed.
Oh, wow.
And it was like out of nowhere, it just happened. It was like, what?
By the way, I can't paint another figure for you for a while. Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. In relation to the paintwork, Goldie, where was the inspiration for that particular color scheme?
Well, Goldie's based on a Palomino, on a Palomino horse, which is, it's a very popular, if you Google horse, it's like literally there are like 4 that come up, and the first 4 that come up are the 4 we did, because they are the most popular, most recognizable breeds, coats of horses.
Yeah.
So a black horse, a white horse with the gray, and a brown horse with the white and the black markings.
Yeah.
The reality is also we were going with simpler decos for this first series.
Like the Deer de Muertos.
Well, that's our type of deco.
Yeah.
But and that and we are limiting that to the Kickstarter, and it won't be being produced afterwards.
Is that just so Erik Ridlon doesn't kill himself?
Well, I mean, partially.
And the factory.
The factory's going to hate us, and
and it's going to cost us more money.
It is. It's going to cost more money, and
which is why it costs more money on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, like the simpler decos, the kind of mostly tan and mostly brown and mostly white, and mostly black, like those are there specifically to kind of help balance our initial costs on this.
Yeah.
Going forward, you might see more like painted horses, the brown and white, like more elaborate. Dapple gray and stuff like that might come later on after the tooling is paid for and the line has kind of paid for itself, and we're just kind of using what we have and adding.
Cool.
I mean, at this point, it's safe to say we will continue to do some horses of some kind as afterwards. But we, as of right now, the only things we are producing are what's unlocked. Like, we are not producing beyond that.
Yeah. The paint masters, as well, talking about the paint stuff, I mean, they look gorgeous. The elk is especially striking. How pleased are you with how Kawiki turned out?
Oh.
Pleased enough that we have at least one deco set aside for something.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually...
Dark Kawiki.
Yeah, Dark Kawiki. Lava Attack Kawiki. Transparent orange with black oversprays.
It's going
to be like the Underworld Warrior Kawiki.
Gorgeous.
No, I'm
not really. But...
Yeah, those are jokes, by the way. I'm
for now.
For now. I'm actually more excited for Kawiki than I am the horses, because I just think it's so cool looking.
Yeah.
Play with the prototype and see it and stuff with the antlers and everything. It's just so cool looking. The fur texture, it's so gorgeous.
Big time. Kawiki is a beautiful, beautiful creature. I mean, again, we've talked on previous bursts about the difficulty to kind of utilize the horse body for other animals because it's just so unique to horses, even when, we talked about the zebra, which is honestly, there is such a difference between a zebra and a horse, or a zebra as you pronounce it.
Also, there's a difference between a zebra and a zebra. But then you could get a tiger force, a zebra force horse. I'd be all for zebra force, by the way.
Zebra horse force.
I don't know what that is, but
I think that could work. And I'm probably going to deco one as Tiger Force anyway, because that would be f***ing brilliant. Something else massive that happened recently. Seth Green recently tweeted about the project. Could you explain how that happened, please? I mean, is he a fan of yours?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, he typed it into Twitter and hit send.
We have like 280 characters.
280. Twitter is a thing if you don't know.
We were aware that Seth Green bought our toys. He has tried to arrange meetings with us at New York Comic Con for the last couple of years, but for anybody that goes to New York Comic Con, they are probably aware that we do not at this point. Because it's really expensive. You have to apply just to be able to apply.
Yeah.
And so the meetings have not worked out in our favor.
We've had one brief meeting with him, but it was like during or after a panel, so he was quickly being rushed off stage.
Yeah, and it was before we had actual products.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy though. Well, the fact that you're on his radar and he's tweeting and promoting and stuff. Have you seen any activity since that tweet?
Yeah, we definitely had some new backers, mostly at the like $40, I'll give these guys a try kind of stage.
Yeah.
You know, we've obviously seen a lot of social pickup from it. So
which is understandable if you don't know who we are and you don't have time to do the research and see all the stuff we've done and everything like that. You know, we often take for granted the community that is our fans, that they know us and know of our past, and it is hard to bring new people into our circle. So I get that people who don't know who we are only throwing in for a couple of horses here and there and stuff like that.
Yeah. As big as the fan base is for you guys, I definitely think it could be much, much bigger, but there's not really much else you can do other than the constant promotion and, you know, I suppose getting Seth Green or having Seth Green tweet about it helps. But yeah, I still kind of feel that there is a huge, like, there's a potential audience out there that's probably just aching to be found. And it's weird to think that you know, that a lot of people that are in this community or in this kind of, you know, toy collecting state of mind are as OCD about their collections as they are about the research they do on that, or the, you know, the fact they go onto Facebook and they talk about this stuff with other people. And, you know, it's weird to think that there are people out there that haven't heard of you that would necessarily be massive fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, I kind of feel like it's odd that they haven't been found yet.
We see it when we go to cons outside of the couple that we obviously attend over and over again, like Real Out Roll Call or New Jersey. Those are where our fan base kind of live.
Yeah.
But when we go to cons outside of that, I would say 90% of the people that come have never even seen our stuff.
Yeah.
We generally see a huge pickup from wherever we are. Like we did a con we did MegaCon a few years ago. And then we saw a ton of Florida orders come through our store after that.
Yeah.
We actually like multi-day cons because we'll notice on the first day, someone will come by and go, oh, this is cool, I'll buy one. And then they'll take it back to the hotel. And the following day, they'll buy like $200 worth of product.
You just need everyone to have that little tester product, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
To just start cold, like mailing things to people.
Like random.
Just send it to everybody on Earth. You didn't budget for that. Brilliant. Let's get into some listener questions. This is from the Boss Fighters group on Facebook. Jeff Granells has asked, what's the packaging on the horses going to be like? Will they be on card or will they be boxed?
I'm working on that right now, actually. This coming week is my packaging week, and I'll be working with Brian Hickey once again on that.
What? I'm just kidding. I love Brian.
I will be doing window boxed, so you can see the product. Think something kind of similar to how Bandai does their Fig Arts.
Yes. Sorry.
Think kind of Fig Arts style with, you know, a not much frame, but like a window where you could see the product. It'll fit within our current packaging. We will probably be adding a hang tag flap, and it will have, you know, a similar themes to our current packaging: the space, the parchment, the chrome borders, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Will you be getting James Griffith to do the artwork for that again?
There may not, because of the
the size,
because of the size and the footprint that the horse takes up in the box. They're probably
hoof print. It's the hoof.
Yes.
Yeah. This is one from Isma Malt Bow. Since we will surely unlock the Roman kit, maybe it would be great to have a Roman body armor kit / deluxe kit like the future gladiators.
We would like to do a proper Roman soldier with full armor and stuff. The kits for this time around were small and intended for just like an add-on piece.
We really wanted to focus on the horses.
Yeah. So it is possible that in the future you could see, more full armor.
Yeah.
That would work. For now, I think our idea was to use the Myrmidon style armor for the fans to customize, use the Myrmidon style armor and shin guards with the new helmet and shield and spear.
Yeah, cool. Also from Isma, if we unlock the centaurs, will you consider doing the centaur torso connection piece, horse to human, in white and black? That way we will be able to create more centaur-like creatures and monsters, for example, combining it with the blanks mini kits.
It is possible that further down the road we will, if they are unlocked. For the Kickstarter, not right away, just due to, everything is balanced. All the pricing is balanced out on production, so adding too much to it is going to eat into the costs and stuff. But it is possible that we would do kits later on in multiple colors and stuff to match the other horses, yeah.
Cool. Isaiah R. Rarick has asked, what is currently unlocked in the Kickstarter? Are you planning on getting further into Series 1 and 2? I suppose that's a different question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Series 1 and 2, yes. We just sent Wave 4 to the factory. Wave 5 is going to be following really closely behind, and sculpting is in progress on Wave 6.
Awesome. What about the current unlocked Kickstarter things have we got? So far it's been Goldie, Dia de Muertos.
Yeah, currently we have the initial goal pieces that were unlocked were Shield, the white horse, Smoke, the black horse, Sarah Francis, the rainbow unicorn.
Amazing.
And then the unlocked beyond that has been the Dia de Mortes, Sugar Skull Horse, Goldie, the Palomino. We also have the Roman tack, the saddle kit, and the Australian tack kit, the more modern. We have the Pegasus / unicorn creature kit.
Yeah.
We also have the Roman soldier gear and the rancher gear to go with the Australian set. So we actually have quite a bit unlocked and a nice set of additional tooling pieces that we can work from afterwards on the Kickstarter.
We need to push through now onto that. Was it the next one's 150, isn't it? So we need to kind of push through and get socks unlocked.
Yeah, socks
unsocked.
Socks is the next piece, and then
I think it's the Pegasus kits, isn't it? The dark
dark Pegasus kit with the bat wings and the demon head and tail.
The elk's at like 210, isn't it, as well, I think.
Yeah, then it's the Roman repaint and then the elk.
Yeah, really need to get we need to get all of this stuff unlocked. This is a good one and relates to socks. Is it too much to ask for Boss Fight Studio socks instead of a horse named Socks? I felt teased by the email. That's from Chris Cole.
I mean, do you want? If you want, we can send you a pair of my socks. I won't wash them afterwards. I could be like one of those like porn girls who auctions off all her underpants.
Oh, used socks, so gross.
Yeah.
And kind of unrelated to the horse Kickstarter, you've had a ton of questions as well about other elements of you guys. Let's throw some of these out to you.
Sure.
A lot of people asking about the crew of the Vitruvian, like Vi and Gary Goggles and so on and so forth. Is that still on your radar? Is that still happening with Boss Fight Studio? Is that still in the plans, or is it just that the horse Kickstarter has kind of taken over for this particular point in time?
We're gonna stop making figures completely and just make horses now. No, we're actually in the middle of reconfiguring Series 3 a little bit, reconfiguring and redesigning Series 3 a little bit to fit a more kind of cohesive design element, like a design language. And one of the things we are doing is we're shifting the crew characters into that, some of them into Series 3.
Cool.
So we are still planning them all. It's just a matter of how we've just been trying to figure out how we're going to put them out. Originally, we were going to do a Kickstarter for just the crew and the graphic novel, and then we've just kind of decided against some moving forward in that way. So we're kind of shifting around our plans for how to put them out. But they are still on the docket. and they're something very close to my heart specifically, personally.
Yes.
And so we are pushing them through.
Cool. Troy Osgood has asked a few questions here. When and how is the female knight coming out?
We're not answering Troy Osgood's questions. He knows why.
Good. Will there be any more mini kits?
No. The female knight is coming. Hilarious if we just left it.
Yeah, just like, no, you don't get any. You don't get answers to your questions, Troy, you scumbag.
The female knight is coming. We are shifting around the next couple of waves of Series 3 to accommodate Series 2 to accommodate some scheduling.
Sculpting resources and
Yeah.
some scheduling. We had some figures where parts were completely ready, so we shifted them up into Wave 5, and some that were not quite, so they got shifted back. And you will see the female knight within the next 3 waves.
Yay! Trog Oisgood also asked, will there be any more... I love saying... that's my favourite name for Trog. Trog Oisgood. Will there be any more mini kits?
Yes.
Next question.
Any elf and orc blanks?
Yes.
What about a set of heads in the skin tones of the figures in different colours and hairstyles using the existing heads?
Probably.
All right, next.
Is this all from Troy? Because I feel like maybe we need to check our office for bugs.
Yeah.
Trog always good.
Yeah.
Yes or no questions.
Aaron Barnes has asked, how are things going with the Gladiator kit and the Toad Soldier? So both sides of the boss fight coin here.
Toad Soldier.
That's who went to the factory, right?
I believe so.
That's close, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. He's starting.
What about the Gladiator kit?
The tooling for the Gladiator set went with Wave 4. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be released with Wave 4. We just fit it into the tooling for the budget. But it's because it's going to tooling means likely not too far along, not too far behind.
Yeah,
cool.
And we're hoping that the Gladiator kit, because it is a new product for us, like a new type. It's a fully painted accessory kit.
Yeah.
Made to go with, for the folks that aren't painters and stuff like that, they can buy this kit and one male, one female blank, and they have a full figure.
Awesome.
So that's the whole idea with that kit. So it will be a little bit higher of a price point. It's going to be about $50. No, it's going to. It won't be. It's not going to be super high, but it won't be as obviously as much as a figure. But it is fully painted.
Yeah. And
it has a lot of parts, and it has enough in it to arm one male and one female figure with. So hopefully this will spark interest. If this does well enough, you'll see more kits like this coming down the pike with different themes and characters, even themes that are outside of our normal themes. Hopefully.
Cool. Aaron also asks, will the Dragon Harvester have a removable helmet or 2 heads?
The Dragon Harvester has 2 heads. One that has the helmet sculpted on.
The closed face is sculpted.
Yes, but also one where there is no hair to be seen on the Dragon Harvester. She has the top of the helmet sculpted onto her head in the open one.
Yeah.
She also has the closed helmet.
Yeah, so she has 2 heads, one with an open face and one with a closed one. Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any 2018 exclusives for Hacks Series 2?
I don't think
anything is going to be coming out for 2018.
Yeah.
We do have several plans for some exclusives coming up, but I don't think they'll make it before the end of the year.
Okay. Aaron also asks, is the graphic novel Kickstarter still on the table?
Currently, the graphic novel Kickstarter is off the table for a little while until we have the money to actually do it correctly. We found in our research and our digging, looking at other graphic novel Kickstarters and other graphic novels, we know a lot of people in the comic industry on all sides, editorial, artwork, everything. We have found that the comics world is a very small return for a lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah.
And right now, it's not something we have either the money or the time to put into.
Sure.
So we are currently looking at other alternative ways to get the story out there.
Yeah.
But as a graphic novel, it probably won't be happening until, the company is larger large enough that we can actually afford to do it. Or until some, small indie comic company comes to us and wants to pay us for a license.
We may also look into another way. Like, we've been looking into a way to kind of pre-order without taking funds until we meet a goal. Because Kickstarter, it's becoming a little saturated.
Yeah.
And comics especially, they don't make a lot of money. And just paying like our artists and stuff, we would need more money than a comic would raise on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If you look at graphic novel Kickstarters for famous writers and artists, they make like $2,500, and that's not enough.
Yeah.
Just to pass artist, we would need in the tens of thousands.
Yeah, for a full, 60 to 80 page graphic novel, you're talking about a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you want quality art. I mean, you could find an artist who can do it for a lot less, but it's not going to be good art. And comics aren't just about the writing and the concept. They're about the writing and the art, and everything comes together.
Yeah.
It's a lot more money to produce a comic or a graphic novel than I think people realize.
I think that's the general kind of theme of the entire process here, isn't it? It's not even just the graphic novel that's expensive. It's the whole thing that you guys are doing. It's a really expensive industry in general.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that you guys are doing so well at the moment with it. So let's keep that going. Trog Oisgood has asked even more questions. Blimey. Okay, I've got a feeling these are going to be yes or no's again. Is there anything else planned for the fantasy series beyond the waves and figures we've already seen?
Yes.
How long will the fantasy series last before going into series 3?
No.
Fantasy series, if people keep buying it consistently, there's a wealth of figures you can make in fantasy. So we probably will overlap series 3 with series 2 until series 2 starts to wind down in sales.
I see.
We actually don't have an end date on it at this point.
Cool. The final question, and this is again from Trog Oisgood. When am I going to get my BFS baseball hat?
When you join the BFS softball team.
That would be amazing. I want to see that. I want to see that happen.
We actually have some exciting news to announce probably in the next month or so.
You're starting a softball team.
Yes. Speaking of softball, that will, along with that, allow for a bit more swag.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We all like a bit of swag. That's cool. Anything else you guys want to add before we call it a day?
Keep pledging. Stop pulling your pledges.
Yeah.
We're doing fine.
Thank you to everyone who has pledged, but stop pulling your goddamn pledges. We are doing fine. Continue to spread the word. Tell everyone about it.
Remember, 50% of our first Kickstarter's funding was made in the last 2 days.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. I'm desperately wanting a lot of these figures unlocked. Is the problem, I suppose, that you'll have when if it really explodes in the last 2 days? I know you've got, planned backup material and stuff, but it's such a short period of time to throw up extra things if it goes beyond the furthest point you've got on the Kickstarter so far.
We planned for that this time, and I don't know if you remember last time, our highest pledge level was at $180,000, I think is all that the Stonefist or Skeleton were at.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of deceiving in this one as well, where we actually planned for the higher number this time.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of creating the perception that we're not doing as well.
That's still, it's still a really good amount of money, so...
Yeah, I mean, no means a failed Kickstarter. We met our goal within the first week.
Yeah. It's funny how with Boss Fight Studio, it's almost looked on as a failure if you don't unlock every single stretch goal and beyond.
Yeah, but $6 million. Screw you guys. No, we're making horses. We unlocked figures. We are more than happy. And if people keep pledging, we'll unlock more figures. It's not. If this is all we unlock, we're all still happy with our progress. Yes. We just wanted to make some horses.
Absolutely. And I suppose something else to really kind of mention here, or at least ask you the question, if some of these things don't get unlocked for whatever reason, would we likely see them in the future? And if so, what would the kind of time period be on something, say, like that was quite far down the stretch goal list?
It depends on what you're talking about. Probably nothing before 2020 would be my guess.
Yeah.
Anything that requires new tooling. Things like the elk might come sooner than even
partial.
Because it's just pieces that would likely come sooner than even things like the knight armor.
Yeah.
Because that would be completely new. The centaur, I mean, that you're talking a whole new figure and deco. That would likely be one of the last things we made.
Yeah.
Which is why it ended up so far down the list too, because it was going to be the highest cost item to produce.
Sure.
But things that require just limited deco changes, you'll probably see them much sooner.
Yeah. It's just probably a good thing to mention though, because you know what people are like. It'll be like, well, you know, I'm not going to pledge for whatever reason because I'll be able to pick it up when it goes on the shot on the store or whatever. But some of those items, you know, you won't see for many, many years or at all.
Or at all. Yeah, because there's always the possibility that, you know, as we do a couple of repaints and stuff like that after the Kickstarter stuff ships, we might do some repaints and stuff, and we might just realize that there's less of a demand for rideable creatures than we think.
Everybody that bought their horses in the Kickstarter was all the people that wanted them.
Yeah.
And then we'll have them sitting in our warehouse. If that's the case, you'll likely never see those things.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to kind of that was kind of an important point to make, and maybe something that may be going through people's minds at this stage that aren't pledging for whatever reason. But you know,
don't wait.
Don't wait. Get in there. Giddy up. Gallop away. Stampede. All of those words.
The reason we did the Kickstarter, we don't need the Kickstarter to budget our product anymore, but we needed it to prove that people wanted it.
Yeah.
So it, you know, prove that you want it.
Prove it.
Don't wait for Ross.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's Ross? No. Okay. Thank you guys for jumping on and, you know, taking us through a little update on the horse Kickstarter. Good luck with everything, and we'll be talking again come the closing ceremony of the Kickstarter. So yeah, look out for that, listeners and viewers. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Thank you to my awesome guests / co-hosts Erik and Catrina.
Love you.
Oh, love you too. See you next time, and as always, full horse. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of these platforms with feedback, questions, or to say, who do you think you are? A serious operation now? No, not even close. Look out for more of these news bursts that we are posting on the Facebook page from now on. Full Force.